Welcome to all. So let us continue with the session. So the next thing is Linux desktop environment. So whenever we talk about open source, for the desktop also they provide a particular operating system which will support all kind of systems along with the different kind of resolutions. Okay, so each and every system will have its own kind of resolution, its own set of configurations, isn't it? So desktop is one of the area where Linux provides its own distributions. Okay, so in the previous videos, whatever the videos I have uploaded previously, the concept remains same. So in there also you have seen deb based distribution, rpm based distribution and all, isn't it? In after features of Linux, you have seen something. So ultimately whenever we talk about Linux, it is open source, free also, and more stable. The stability will be more, its own network configuration it has provided. So overall concepts you have to consider. Okay, whatever the concepts you work on Windows, the same concept will applicable for Linux also. And you can go through the previous 4 videos. So the same concepts was present in the second year people also. That is the reason why I just posted the same video to you all, because textbook same and syllabus also almost same. So that is the reason why I have uploaded, but this is a new concept for you, so that is the reason why I am making a separate video on this. Okay, so I will again I will upload some commands also. You can see the command and you can identify what kind of commands you have for rest of the overall Linux operations. It may be for network, it may be for file handling. Already I have shown some commands in the previous videos. And overall working of system using commands, I will upload some particular PDF file or docs file, so that if you have installed OS which is supporting this Linux thing, then you can go for those command and you can check out. Okay, now next thing is X Windows system. Okay, the X Windows system is a portable network based display system that short definition contains three of the key of X successes. That means, say, why they have gone for X Windows. Okay, next, what are the main features or main points I can work on it. Okay, so this is for the first thing is the portability. The second one is network based, which is a network based system. Next, display. So see, whenever we talk about Linux, or whenever we think about Linux, main thing is, or the main thing which pops out in our brain is command line or terminal, isn't it? Because almost all things can be done using terminal and commands, and you can access each and every minute part of the system using commands. But when we talk about a display system or desktop environment, or GUI or graphical user interface, it is a the look or a view, or I can say it's a presentation of a operating system with respect to graphics. Okay, so it may be with respect to mouse cursor, it may be with respect to mouse handling, or it may be with respect to double click of something, or getting the properties by clicking the right button. Like this you will get overall things on the monitor. But when we talk about command line or terminal, just by typing some commands you are performing something, and there is no much concepts of graphics. Directly using some commands and some black screen of terminal, you can access the you can go for file handling, you can go for sharing of the data from one system to another system, and so many things. But in some cases you can play the video also using commands. Just to play the video there are some commands, just to play the audio also there are some commands. But again, it depends on the version of the system or the flavors of Linux which you are using or which you have installed in the system. That matters some more. Okay, next thing is X originated at MIT in 1984. So in 1984 only this X Windows system came into existence. So it was a part of Project Athena, the campus-wide cross-platform system, and it was loosely based on the W Windows system from Stanford. Okay, so it is a campus-wide, means they have actually experimented on this kind of operating system nearby centers. Windows. Okay, and after that they came and they checked for cross-platform system. So that is nothing but the platform independent, we can say, or checking out the operating system with respect to different configurations and network availability and errors, whatever it may be. They are going to check out. All those concepts are coming into picture when we talk about cross-platform system. Okay, and they said that it is almost W or Windows system. So Windows was famous at that time, because now also we are actually going behind Windows, isn't it? It may be X, or I'm sorry, 10, Windows 10, or 8 or 7 XP. So all those concepts are still in run. Along with that, this Linux came into existence. Okay, now the next thing is, it is based on client server architecture. So obviously one will request something or some file from a server, and server will service it. Such kind of concepts will be there. Next, then in the first point I already said, it is portable, network based and display system. So the same thing, they are giving some information about portability or portable. The X Windows system is primarily used on Unix, Linux and BSD systems, but it can also be used in Microsoft Windows, Mac OS X and many other systems. Okay, so this X window concept can be used in almost all platforms. That is the reason why they said cross platform system. Okay, in fact it can be used and just about any modern operating system also. It supports a wide range of hardware, from PDAs and standalone terminals to multi-monitor workstation and information displays. So ultimately they are trying to say that this X window concept can be applied in almost all the fields. Okay, so what is multi-monitor workstation and information display? So you would have seen some one system is connected, or one concept is connected, one component is connected to so many displays, and they are working on the multiple displays with respect to a particular thing, isn't it? In some movies and all, you would have seen, actually in hacker movies and all, it is a common thing, multi-monitor things and information displays. In separate display there will be separate information will be popping out, and in multi-monitor, in the case of multi-monitor, in one system they are writing program, in another system they are trying to execute it, and in third system they are seeing the actual mapping of all those things and points. They are trying to trace something. Oh, they are doing multi things. Okay, so that way also this X Windows concept can be applied. That is the reason why they highlighted that concept. Next, network based programs can display anywhere on the network, and Windows from programs running on machines several time zones apart can be displayed side by side on the screen. Ultimately they are saying that this X window concept, it's a kind of concept where you can go for network connectivity also. It's a kind of network based system they are trying to say. That means for the different time zones on, and all the connectivity of connectivity of the systems or transfer of data via network. Such kind of concept also can be done using X window systems. Next, display system. X is not a graphical user interface, GUI, but it provides a solid foundation for building one. GUI developers can escape from dealing with the intricacies of the display hardware and focus on user interface design. So ultimately they are trying to say here is, so when we talk about GUI, ultimately it is one of the thing where a user finds easy, it's ease of use, I can say it. They find very easy to work on, isn't it? So that is the one thing. The second thing is, see, whenever we talk about graphical user interface, even a person who is not from IT field or non-IT person also work on system, isn't it? Now computer can be accessed by many people, even though they are not well educated also, they are trying to use the computer system, isn't it? Why? Because of GUI, isn't it? If you are a normal person and if you have no idea about commands, if you have no idea about computer system, whether you will be able to use it, no. isn't it? So just by if you have no idea about system itself, if I give some 100 commands to you for the working of some particular thing, then would you able to do that? No, that is not that is not easy. It is possible, but that is not easy actually. But when I give a complete set of graphical user interface, and if I ask you to drag the mouse and point the cursor to a particular place and all, that is very easy for you, and you will do it, isn't it? So in the same fashion, graphical user interface plays a major role when we build any applications. Okay, that is the reason why they say that. But in this case, X is not a GUI concept, but they have given the foundation, they have given all the entry point for the building of the GUI. Okay, so that is the concept they are trying to highlight on this particular X window system. Okay, the next thing is graphical interface. Now, how exactly graphical interface work on it? Okay, so both Linux and Unix have GUI system. Depend upon your level of expertise, you can select GUI system. Every Windows or Mac system has a standard file manager, utilities and text editor, and help system. Ultimately, they are trying to say that. So in Linux also you have some help concepts. That is nothing but man page. Okay, there is a command called man. Okay, man. Okay, man command followed by anything. If you search without internet also, it works. In terminal, if you have Linux or Ubuntu, you can go for it. If you want to find out any meaning of a particular command or how to use a particular command, then you can just go for man page or manual page. It is nothing but, say for example, you have one command called ls. Okay, now if you want to get all the details of ls command, then you can go for man space ls. Then all the information regarding ls will come and display to you. So that is a manual page, or that is a man page in Unix, or in almost all the Linux systems support that man command or manual command. Okay, so they are trying to say the same thing here, but they are comparing with some other operating systems like Windows or Mac, because in that they have a well defined GUI, and you can see the utilities and text editors and help systems in Windows and Mac. In the same case, in the Linux also supports all those things. Okay, they are trying to say that. Okay, next, GNOME is a free and open source desktop environment for Unix like operating systems. GNOME was originally an acronym for GNU Network Object Model Environment. So GNOME stands for GNU Network Object Model Environment, but the acronym was dropped because it no longer reflected the vision of the GNOME project. So ultimately these are the history concept, but in this subject actually in that particular unit or chapter, everything is theory itself. You don't have anything much to learn there. In the textbook also I have gone through. That is the reason why I have gathered some other information and I am trying to put here. But that is required. Both the concepts are required for the knowledge purpose as well as for scoring of marks or clearing the exam. That is a separate story. It is required, but ultimately whenever we talk about Linux, whenever we talk about the environment of Linux, we should know everything. That is the concept. Now, why I put this image? Because so gedit is one of the tool available in Linux for the editing purpose. Okay, so it may be for a program editing, it may be for program typing or manipulation of something. We can go for gedit. Okay, in the same manner, in Linux you have VI editor also, you have Vim editor, you have gedit concept editor, you have Sublime Text if you want. So there are so many editors are available on the internet where you can install all those applications in your Linux platform and you can work on it. But gedit is somewhat very easy for you to work on it. Even VI is an editor, but it is somewhat difficult because you need to follow some command, you need to follow some steps. So if you want to come out of VI, you have to go for colon followed by Q to quit. If you want to save and quit, then you can go for WQ. Some codes are there. It is not that easy. It is not directly. You can just by typing something, and if you are Control S, it is not working in that VI editor. And for typing also, for insertion of any data, you have to first press I. Then only you can go for insertion, and it is very difficult actually. I'm not saying you cannot. You can. If you learn VI editor, it is well and good, because when you are working on terminal, Say for example, let me give one simple example here. Say for example, you want to steal something. I don't want to use that word. If you want to get some file or folder from some remote location, say for example, you are sitting in our computer lab, and you are trying to access the system which is in your home using network. If that system is connected to network, then using terminal, how can you copy some folders from your home system to the lab system? Okay, so that kind of concepts, or editing of some file. If you want to edit some password file, if you want to edit some private files, then definitely you need some editor. That time you cannot go for gedit or any other GUI based editors, because you may not get one. But VI editor is a terminal based editor. You can directly, when you go for a VI, isn't it, so you will open separate terminal. That's it. It is not a GUI, pure GUI, the concept. So that time you require all these command shortcuts to edit something, to save something, and to come out of that editor. So you need it. But when you want something easy, when you want to do some task very easily, then you can go for gedit concept. Because in gedit, see, you have all the graphical user interfaces, you have some save button also, you have file, edit, view, search, tools, documents, help, all the taskbars, toolbars, everything is available. You can go for create document, a new document, and you can go to document window or application window. After opening the application window, you get the document window. You will get separate document area where you can type some code, you can save it, you can just go for Control S and you can save it. So all general editor, it is a gedit is nothing but a general editor. Okay, so in Notepad, in WordPad and all, what you do, the same thing you can be that can be done using gedit also. Now why I'm saying all this explanation for graphical interface, because see, it is a graphical tool. Text editor is a graphical tool here in this particular case, and that graphical tool will provide so many operations, so many set of features to you, so that you can make use of it for your benefit, isn't it? So you can just type the code, you can save it, you can transfer the data if you want. Afterwards you can do that. Next, you can manipulate the file, you can create, you can delete the file. So many things you can do using this graphical interface concept. So this is one example I just wanted to give. This is the concept of graphical interface. Next we go to Genome Desktop. So Genome, I already said it is a GNU based project, isn't it? So ultimately Genome Desktop is nothing but, in general in Ubuntu also you go for Genome concept, and all the graphical required concepts are available in Genome Desktop. Okay, so there are two concepts here, Genome Shell and Genome Desktop. Okay, let us see what is it. So Genome Shell is simply a desktop environment which changes the user interface. Okay, it is with respect to Genome Shell. When we concentrate on Genome Desktop, on the other hand, has a lot more than Genome Shell. Think of Genome Desktop as a superset of Genome Shell. It contains Genome Shell and various genome specific applications packages along with the genome session. Why I am saying all this? Because see, this is the menu of one of the operating system. Maybe it is Ubuntu, I guess it is Ubuntu, but any flavor of Debian Linux. Okay, that flavor, this is kind of flavor. Ultimately it is it looks like an Ubuntu operating system. Okay, I have taken this from the internet. Ultimately, see, this is one of the example I can give for Genome Desktop. See, it looks like a particular desktop which can be used by any people, isn't it? It is not like just you have to use some commands and all. You can go for, see, first some applications you can go for. You have, see, Cheese application. Cheese application is for facial data, or for video calling and all. So you have clock, you have next contacts application, you have some of the applications. See, some of the I did not use some, see, DAV assistant, something like that. Next, for CD also you have some Brasero. Okay, next gedit, see, separate text editor they have given, and one browser, what is that, Firefox browser they have given. Next, file manager you have, next empathy you have for messaging. Next, you have something installed to hard drive, some concepts of installation you have. LibreOffice you have, it may be for calculation, like Excel sheet or draw sheet, implementation sheet, or impress sheet, or Word document. You have maps. So all these applications they give, and that application can be used. It is a graphically representing applications, isn't it? Graphically you can see all these applications. Ultimately, this application can be used for your work using your cursor or mouse or keyboard, isn't it? You don't need any command to open these applications, correct? So if you don't have this graphical user interface, just by using terminal if you want to work on, means definitely it will be little more difficult, isn't it? Because you have to remember all the command. Fine. So there are n number of commands. It is not like 1 2. If you ask me, if you ask me, sir, do you know all the commands of Linux? No, I don't know all the commands, because whatever the commands I use, I know. But if you ask me each and every command of Linux, that is not easy to remember all those things. But if I'm a user, a frequent user, or if I am rolling out in that particular concept itself, or if I am wondering all the operating system concepts and network concepts, file system concepts, security concept, privacy concepts, and encryption concept, decryption concept, then definitely I require all the commands. But now, as a person who is trying to work on Windows, Linux, and any other operating system, then who will remember each and every commands of a particular operating system, isn't it? If I ask you in which operating system you are familiar, definitely you may say it is Windows, isn't it? Most of you can say it is Windows. But if I ask, do you know each and everything about Windows? I am pretty sure no one will know everything. Definitely, because whatever it may be, in day-to-day life you are using that system, that doesn't mean that you know everything. Each and every minute information do you have? No, I don't think you have. Even Windows also has got its own command set. Say something, if you want to get the IP address of a particular system using command, which command you usually go for? See, in Windows, if you go for ipconfig, there's one command called ipconfig, ipconfig. But the same, if you want to find the IP address of Linux, then you have to go for ifconfig, ifconfig. There is a variation. Okay, it is not directly connected. Okay, so for netstat also, or net tools, there is a concept of net tools, and all the network tools are available using commands also. So there are n number of commands. It is not 1 and 2. So, and it has got its own format also. You have to follow the format also. It is not like just one command. If you press some command and it will be start working. No, you have to follow some format. You have to pass some parameters. Arguments has to be considered, and the value should be passed in a proper way. Then only your command will work. So at that time it will be very difficult for you to understand each and everything, or it is very difficult. I'm not for understanding it is easy, but for remembering each and everything it is difficult. If I ask some question about trigonometry, whatever you have learnt in your PUC, whether you will be able to recall all the trigonometry concepts? No, right? I don't think out of 10 people, maybe 1 or 2, maximum 1 or 2 may remember a trigonometry concept. Now in that also, if I ask, do you know everything about trigonometry? I am pretty sure no one will know. Why? Lack of usage. In the same case, if you ask someone if you know everything, then definitely they won't say everything. But if they are expertise in that a particular thing, definitely they may say that, they may claim that yes, I know 90% of a particular operating system, or they can say 90% of Java I know. They can say 90% of some particular algorithm they know. Something like that they may say. But I am not pretty sure that everything will be known to everyone. It is not easy. Okay, why I'm saying all this? Because Genome Desktop particularly provides all this information to you using graphics. Okay, the next thing is, see, this is one of the concept for graphical or Genome Desktop itself. So ultimately what they are trying to say in your syllabus is according to them, so whenever you go for some files or the drop down menu, if you get so many options. Using that options you can select one, and after selecting you can work on it. Say in this particular screenshot, what they have gone for, say they just press the application tab and you got the drop down menu. In that drop down menu, what are the concepts you got accessories, you got games, you got graphics, you got internet, Office, other tools, sound and video, system tools, universal access, and Ubuntu Software Center. So all these concepts you came into you have seen all this concept in the drop down menu. And further, if you want to divide, then you can say they have gone for accessories. Inside the accessories they got for the archive manager and Brasero, next calculator, character map they have gone for, next disk usage analyzer. So disk usage analyzer is mainly used, it is a particular particular tool which analyze the disk usage, overall disk usage of your system. Next, utility, disk utility, almost all the disk, how what is a partition, how much space is free, how much space is used, can you combine two disk, all those informations you will get in that tool. Next one is files. It is nothing but a file manager where you get the folders, files, image, any type of files, and you can manipulate it, you can delete, you can create, or you can copy, you can paste. All those concepts can be done inside that files tool. Next, we have help center, where help center will provide all the information about the system, as well as if you want to go for online help, that also possible. Next, you have see screenshot. You have next Metacity window buttons. Some button concepts are available which look like a particular, it's a GUI, ultimately GUI concept. Next, screenshot, you can go for the screenshot. Next, you have search for files. If you want to search a particular file which is residing in a particular corner of the system, that can be can be accessed. Next, you have terminal, so you can open, if you want to go for that command prompt or terminal, then you can search like this, or else you can just go for control plus T plus control alt control T, alt plus control plus T, that also possible. That's a shortcut. Using that you can open the terminal, that also possible. But this is using not using the shortcut, this is using GUI or graphical user interface. That is the main difference. That is the same thing they are highlighting in your textbook also. They have given a long story. The meaning of story is using graphical user interface you can perform all the tasks. That is the meaning, ultimate meaning. But they have said you can take the cursor to the top end, then you can click, you will get the drop down menu. Inside the drop down menu you may have some accessories. If you click the accessories, or you can if you point the cursor to the accessories, a separate drop down menu you will get. In that drop down menu you have to come to terminal, then you have to click the terminal, then you will open the terminal. Whatever the concept you do using your mouse, same thing they have said in their textbook, or the standard set of sentence they used. That's it. Okay, ultimately why I'm putting just one screenshot, because you can visualize the thing. Based on the visualization only, you will get some idea. You will get, after listening to my explanation, you will get some idea of what exactly they have trying to say in the textbook. Okay, so these are some of the concept they have gone for. In the top end you can see date and time also, it is reflecting. In the right hand side, top right hand side, you will get the Bluetooth connectivity, or USB or tethering connectivity, or some message connectivity, and the name of that particular system. So they have gone for Lori Kaufman. So that is the owner of this particular system. Next, you have sound icon. So if you want to mute it, or if you want to increase or enhance the sound, you can do it. Graphically you can do it. So ultimately graphical user interface face will provide ease of use to you, so that you can work on it. Okay, so these are some of the concepts I just wanted to I just wanted to discuss. So let me wind up the video here. So this is the overall idea. See, it is a pure theoretical concept. Okay, so I will put some screenshot, and I will get the best some points of that particular thing, condensed form, so that you can understand the concept. But when you go through the textbook, you will remember all that particular thing, and you can create your own paragraph or set of sentences. Okay, so if you have any doubt, definitely you can contact me. But these are the overall idea of your Linux concept, desktop environment. You have some more, that concept will be dealt in the upcoming videos. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching.